Me again, boys and girls. I'm rolling along with the videos here, making tons of videos today. Obviously, I'm wearing the same cardigan. All right, so the last thing we are doing this week is what's called additive angle. So it's very similar to complementary and supplementary, except you don't know exactly, there's not a set number that you're using. You have to just kind of read what the question asks. So let me show you what that means. Okay, so say I was given this angle, and it says that this measurement right here is 23 degrees, and that this measurement right here is 52. And it asks you how much is this whole angle going to be. So I know part of it's 23. The rest of it's 52. What's all of it? So it's kind of like one of those all together kind of questions, because you have part here, another part, what's the whole? So when you're thinking of all together or combining two things, what operation pops in your head? Addition. 52 plus 23. 2 plus 3 is a sum of 5. 5 plus 2 is a sum of 7. So this whole measurement would equal 75 degrees. And sometimes you might see it where it's labeled like angle A. Here, we didn't do the labeling because it was kind of hard to do it virtually. If it says what's angle A, B, C, D measure, it means this whole angle. So it might ask you, it might name an angle based on those 3 points. The middle point is where the vertex is, where those two rays meet to form that angle. So I'll probably help on those since we didn't really get to that. So I know I would add those to find out what A, B, D measures. All right, let me show you another one. I'm going to label this one too, just so you can see a little bit more what I'm saying. Okay, so we have angle CDE, EDF, and CDF. So you can see that there's 3 different angles that we can find measurements for. I am going to say this measurement looks about like 42 degrees. This measurement's about 100. Now they'll be exact whenever we do these, but I'm just kind of making up numbers right now. And I'm asked, what does angle CDF measure? So I just want to know what CDF measures, what this whole angle is going to measure. So you have to look, DF, and you're seeing that it's asking for this entire angle here. So I know part of it, it's hard to see now, is 42. Part of it's 42. This other part's 100. What's the whole thing? Part 42, another 100. So we would actually add those together again. Oh, I should have put the bigger number on top. And that would measure 142 degrees. You may also see other, now I feel like this is kind of common sense because you have to kind of look at the angle to decide, does that number make sense? 142, that looks like 142 degrees. Sometimes you may have an angle, long pause, lots of pauses for Miss Murphy here. G, H, I, J. Okay. And this time it says, hey, GHJ, this whole angle right here, GHJ measures 122. So it's telling you this whole thing measures 122 degrees. This whole thing. How much, let's see, and then GHI measures 60 degrees. How much does IHJ measure? So let's look over that again. GHJ, this whole angle, is 122 degrees. This whole thing. Part of it is 60. So this part right here is 60. What's this other part? So We have a part, another part to get to the whole. So what do you think I'm going to do this time? If I added them, I would get a really big number, and that's a small angle. I'm actually going to subtract 122 minus 60. 2 minus 0 equals 2, and then 12 minus 6 equals 6. So that should measure 62 degrees. Okay, I'm going to do one more with subtraction, and then there's some task cards again for you to practice this, just to see if we're understanding. It's really either add or you subtract. You're adding if you're combining these two parts. You're subtracting if you know the whole thing and part of it, but not the other part. Okay, so let's see another example of that. L, M, N, O. Okay, so say we have angle LMN, this whole angle, and it measures about 47 degrees. That's what it looks like to me. This whole thing measures 47. Hope you can see. Part of it, this part up here, LMO, measures 21 degrees. How much does this other part measure? So I got part of it as 20. What's the second part? So remember, these two parts are going to be added together to get 47. So I got to figure out what this last part is. It's going to get me to 47. So part of it's 21. What's the other part? The whole thing's 47. So if I know the whole thing, I know I'm going to subtract. 7 minus 1 is a difference of 6. 4 minus 2 is a difference of 2. So we have 26 degrees. Okay, so go ahead and go to the Google form, and you're going to complete your additive angle. So remember, if you know the two parts, you're going to add. If you know one part and then the whole, you're going to subtract. Whew. All right. Oh, and the secret word is balloon. I'm going to write that down before I forget. Your secret word is balloon. All right. Let me know if you have any questions.